Good afternoon, everyone. And next Tuesday we will follow up with energy ministers at the Energy Council. The European Union has been fighting the energy crisis for a year. As the crisis has evolved, we have responded together, protecting our people and businesses, directing revenues to support consumers, ensuring sufficient gas storage, reducing demand, and negotiating with old and new suppliers. And these steps have helped to bring prices down compared to the record levels in August. But they are still high, and the risk of further price hikes and gas supply disruption for this winter is real. The President already has laid out very clearly the context of today's proposals and the main elements. Let me go into some more detail. First, the joint purchase of gas. This is a topic where the groundwork has already been done. In April, we put in place the energy platform, and since then, we have created 5 regional task forces to better understand our gas needs and infrastructure opportunities. Today, we are proposing the tools to make joint purchasing possible. This is a no-regret option, as buying together gives us more leverage. On the other hand, it is not easy to implement. Gas is in the EU usually bought by companies, not member states, let alone the Commission. And we have worked very closely with EVP Vestager and her team to find a solution that is in line with the EU competition policy. And we propose a 2-step approach. First, we will aggregate the demand, pooling the gas needs of the companies willing to participate. And the Commission will contract this procedure out to a service provider who will collect the necessary data via the IT tool. Following that, the companies can conclude their contracts with their suppliers. And they can also form a gas purchasing consortium and buy gas together, coordinating volumes, prices, delivery points, and times. And there is a mandatory element, as the aggregation has to cover an amount of gas equivalent to 15% of the storage filling requirements in member states. And this is around 13.5 billion cubic meters of gas, equivalent of the use of Greece, Bulgaria, Croatia and Slovenia combined, or the joint consumption of Portugal, Ireland and Finland. So it is a meaningful amount that would be attractive to sellers and helpful in terms of refilling storage. The participating companies will be free to aggregate and purchase more than 15%. We are only setting the absolute minimum. But joint purchase alone will not be enough to address the level of prices we are seeing due to the Russian manipulation and very tight global markets. And we need a new price benchmark that better reflects today's market reality, better than currently TTF. While TTF was a good proxy for the EU gas prices when we received large amounts of Russian pipeline gas, this is no longer the case. Now TTF prices are pushed up by infrastructure bottlenecks and regional dynamics. And we have therefore tasked ACER to immediately prepare a price assessment tool. Our proposal grants them the necessary powers to collect real-time information on all daily LNG transactions. Based on this, they can establish a benchmark by the end of March. And until then, we propose to create a market correction mechanism that could be used to limit prices when needed. We envisage it in the form of a TTF cap, a ceiling on the maximum value of the TTF virtual trading point, and more work is needed in cooperation with the member states to develop the details. And me and my services are ready to complete this work fast and with the right safeguards, if given the mandate by the Council. In addition, we aim to end the excessive volatility of the EU energy derivatives market, and Mairead will tell you more about this. As we make every effort to keep prices predictable and gas flowing to Europe, we cannot exclude a real supply crisis with a shortage of gas, and for this, solidarity and demand reduction are a key. In the worst-case scenario, all our member states need to be supported by their neighbours and countries with LNG facilities. Solidarity rules will apply automatically, even if the member states don't have a bilateral agreement in place. Solidarity should be non-negotiable. In addition to households and other protected consumers, solidarity obligation will now also apply to critical gas-fired power plants to avoid an electricity crisis. In case of an emergency, there will be an allocation mechanism determining how gas is distributed and at what price. It is also absolutely critical that we continue to reduce our gas demand. In today's proposal, we give the member states more flexibility to do this and continue work on other fronts. For example, this Friday, I will host this International Energy Agency an event on helping our small and medium-sized enterprises through the crisis, and energy savings and efficiency can play a role on this. Increasing our energy efficiency is also a central tenet of the digitalisation of Energy Action Plan that the Commission adopted today, and many of the solutions touched upon there are relevant to our current situation. Smart meters, remotely controlled devices, and innovative renewable solutions all make energy more affordable and accessible. As we fight the current crisis, we are laying the foundations of a cleaner and more modern energy system, which will serve us well in the years, decades to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Simson. Commissioner McGuinness.